太鼓と梅木由衣さんによります。結びです。梅木さん、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
長崎県から参りましたタイこと梅木由衣と申します。タイ iBS でおなじみ、私のイングリッシュネームです。この1年間みんなにこの名前を呼んでもらって、最初は違和感があって恥ずかしかったこの名前も、今ではすっかり愛着が湧いた一人の大切な私となっています。実はこのタイという名前、私の本名であるユイという漢字から取っています。結ぶという意味を持つタイ。今日はこの結ぶということにフォーカスをしてスピーチしていきたいと思います。結ぶに込められた思い、そしてそこから私が皆さんにお伝えしたいこと、今日のこのスピーチを通して皆さんが改めてご自身を見つめ直すきっかけになってくださると嬉しいです。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。雨土はじめの時、高間ヶ原になれる神の名は、雨の皆神主の神。次に高み結びの神。次に神結びの神。この御柱の神は皆一人神となりまして、身を隠したまいき。Do you know the three gods of 古事記？雨の皆神主、高み結び、神結び。Known as the three naturalization deities. They are the first god to appear in the 古事記and Nihon Shuki, the Chronicle of Japan, and the first three gods to be born in the high heavenly realm, which is higher and nobler than the heavens. In fact, the word 結び is included in these two deities. 高み結びの神 and 神結びの神。They are the connection of God and goddess and with human. Do you understand what Japan borrows from this? Yes. Japan is a country that tie together. In fact, there are many cultures related to musubi in Japan. Take mizuhiki, for example. Mizuhiki is the decorative strings used to wrap gift and congratulatory gift bags. People in ancient times believed wrapping a gift beautifully and neatly conveyed their own feelings to the recipient. Mizuhiki, used for wedding celebration, is embedded with the idea of bringing people together. There are various ways of tying mizuhiki, such as hana musubi, wa musubi, and ume musubi, each with its own important meaning to deliver that feeling to the people you care about. In Japan, there was also a system of yui, which was a way to live together as a family, a village, or a country. In the Kamakura period, there was a poem, Yui moya towa de sanae toriten, which describe a culture of mutual support and cooperation in rice planting, harvesting, and other activities of daily life in Japan. In this way, Japan is a country that has always valued 結び. What do you connect yourself with now? Are you becoming less aware of the importance of connection as you seek rationality and convenience? Connect yourselves deeply to things and to people. We care about others as if they were our own. Connecting with others may sometimes be hurtful, but cherish the connection. It fills our own heart. Everything, including the good and bad, lead to enriching our own life. I was given the name Yui with the hope that I would change the bond between people. Thanks to this name, I have been blessed with many wonderful encounters and connections over the past 23 years. My parents gave me this name, Yui, is love. And Umemusubi, which is Mizuhiki note I mentioned earlier and contains my family name. The petals are tied tightly. I cannot be untied, which means firm bond, and also means joy to overcome the cold winter and bloom. Nakoso, Oshikere. This phrase of Bushido teaching that one shouldn't do anything everlasting that would tarnish their name. Umeki Yui. I will continue to take pride in this name, cherish it, and continue to lead my life. To tie not only makes you happy, but also makes someone or something you are tying with you happy. For those of us born in this land of Japan, the key word for happiness is 結び. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Tai, for a really beautiful speech. When I first met you, I wonder every time why iBS students choose the nicknames they choose. And sometimes it's as simple as, oh, this is my favorite musician, or this is from a book I love, or something like that. And so when I saw your speech, I was like, oh, that's why she chose that name. That's really meaningful. That's really interesting. And you talked about knots all throughout Japanese culture. In fact, in English, we say that getting married, we use the euphemism tying the knot to talk about getting married. And I see that we have that too in Japanese culture. You had mentioned rice culture too, and that's a really interesting aspect of why Japan is more of a collective society, because rice planting is very, very hard, and you need a community of people to be doing that, which is why Japan has influenced more of a collective culture, whereas in places like the US, it was people who were living out on their own on the frontier, right? Wheat planting and that kind of stuff was much easier to do by yourself or just with your immediate family. So it encouraged more of an individualistic culture. So it is interesting to see how our cultures evolve differently depending on how we prepared our food. You also brought up that point about, are we connected or not, with the internet, with social media. In theory, we are more connected than ever before, but in reality, those connections are very superficial. They're not deep connections, and I think it's important to remember what real connection is. So I think you're doing a good job of living up to your name. Thank you.
それでは学院長お願いいたします。
君が登場した時に、あれ iBS 外語学院の49期生にミスジャパンがいたかなと思うぐらい素敵でしたね。スピーチもとっても素敵で、最高に良かったと思うんです。最初のお話の中でもね、このタイという名前がこっぱずかしかったと言ってたのに、いつの間にか綺麗な言葉に変わってるんですね。やっぱり着物を着ると人間が変わるんですね。着物というものに対されたんですね、心がね。っていう、そういう気がしましたけれどもね。不思議なね、日本って僕不思議な国だって、多分もう2万年ぐらいの歴史があるからかもしれませんが、神がなるというんですよね。神が現れたとかそんなんじゃなくて、神がなる。これ科学的に正しいですもんね。こう今すごい小さなところで今新しい紐理論ってあるでしょ。紐ですよね、糸。これが結ばれて、素粒子が結ばれて、そして人間ができていった、いろんなものができていくわけですから、なるっていう言葉はすごく正しい言葉だなってつくづく思いますよね。で、そういう意味で男性と女性が結ばれて子供が生まれるんですよね。こんなことに英語では言いませんよね。Man and women tie together baby was born なんて言わないもんね。やっぱりこの結ぶっていう意味はすごいメッセージがあるんだ。多分お父さんとお母さんはこの造形三神の一人かもしれませんね。素晴らしいですね。いや、大いにこのスピーチをね、世界に発信してほしいなと思います。ありがとうございます。